Pete here with the smallbusinessresourcecenter.com and Small Business Resource Center YouTube channel. Your source for information on the new stimulus packages, business tips, and help, as well as personal development and tech tips and whatever else you need, just comment below. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bells. I am having a giveaway tomorrow, so you'd probably want to be a subscriber because it's subscriber only. And everybody else and the new people, do me a favor and smash that like button because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to update you here on the stimulus package. So it looks like progress is going well for the new stimulus package, otherwise known as the HEALS Act. Trump said since things are going well, he's not going to take the executive action like he was stating he was going to take the other day. The Senate said they expect to pass the new stimulus package this Friday. Keep in mind, if they did not pass it this Friday, they would have to stay because they're supposed to be on recess after this week. So when it passes, what happens next is Congress would review it, sign it, and then of course it goes to Trump's desk, and then Trump would sign it if he agrees. So passing it this week, that's what they're talking about, and then signing it next week. Basically, it says they're stating that Republicans are giving in to more demands that are made by the Democrats than the Democrats are giving up on the Republicans. So you got to keep in mind, they were talking originally about having a $3 trillion package, then the Democrats asked for 3.5, and the Republicans only wanted a $1 trillion package. Then they said, how about 2? So now my guess is it's going to be in between $2 and $3 trillion total package. Really, I hope more money is going back to small business owners like you and me. Not picking on any big business, but they tend to get a lot of money. And I know if you're like me, we've all been in the same scenario where we're applying for funds or trying to get help, and it seems like it's very difficult for us to be able to do that. And then, you look at the news and all these big companies are getting millions of dollars. So I do think things are going to change, don't get me wrong, but I'm just explaining the situation. Well, as far as the negotiations go, the pandemic unemployment assistance, the Republicans were trying to lower it to 200. Now they're saying maybe 400 or 500 a week. And basically the reason why they want to lower it is because a lot of people are not wanting to go back to work. If you're getting an extra $600, some people are making much more than their job was paying them, so they don't want to go back to work. So they're trying to come up with a plan for that, but right now, today, they were toying around with $400 and also $500, and then making that a short term because they have to do something. They can't just not do anything. Mitch McConnell, by the way, he did state that if Trump supports a $600 weekly pandemic and unemployment assistance and the majority of the Senate, he would vote for it and sign that into law. But the big problem is Republicans are split. There's some of them who want no stimulus. They might be in areas that are actually not restricting business, so they're not seeing problems. And that's the problem that we're having, is all the laws. Some states are very restrictive. Others are practicing social distancing regulations from the CDC. So if you're in a place that's very restrictive, of course your whole state's going to suffer, or your town. If you're in a place that's practicing social distancing and the CDC guidelines, your economy is probably doing much better, and you're sitting there complaining and saying, we don't need any help. So there's the big problems. It's the regulations for most of the individual states, and a lot of people don't realize that. Well, Dr. Fauci also brought up a very important point. Some of the schools, like in Chicago, they're actually stating they're going to have remote learning only until November 2020. Then they're going to make a decision whether to open up schools. The CDC and Dr. Fauci stated that remote learning is actually, or completely stopping school, is very negative. They looked at the results of the past quarantine and stopping school, and they had an increase of drug use, child abuse, and child suicide. So the CDC said the support program that schools provide, as well as the social interaction with other kids, is a positive thing. And when you keep kids in quarantine and locked up, it's actually shown to be a very negative effect. So they're trying to push to get the schools open, but that's been mixed. Seems like it's mostly the teachers who feel they're at risk. And then again, I want to go back to saying, if you feel you're at risk, maybe you should take time off, or, they got face masks, and you could use whatever protective equipment you need. So shutting down businesses tends to be a big problem. And of course, I did mention I'm a real estate agent. A lot of you may know that from a lot of the things I said. And I've noticed big business problems, or I should say small business problems, that can tend to be big because of the simple fact of this coronavirus. I go to some areas because I travel all over the Southeast. I see a small business that I know typically doesn't get a lot of traffic. Those businesses are open, they're practicing social distancing, and they're saying, well, we don't need any help. We normally don't get a lot of traffic. We're operating how we normally operate, except for the fact of when people come to see us, we wear masks. We ask them to wear masks. We don't shake hands anymore. So they're following practices that keep people safe, but they're still open. Then I go to other businesses that I also don't want to name, and they got the doors locked and don't want to let you in. Or they're not there, and then when you call, they say, well, it's the coronavirus, I'm shutting down. And you say, well, this type of business doesn't get a huge amount of traffic. You're telling me you can't be open and operate when most of the work you do is remote by phone anyways. It's not really justified. And I think a lot of people are, not high risk and just shut down, and that causes a problem in the economy. It's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. But of course, being a real estate agent, I do my job the best I can. I follow the rules that we are given for the Center of Disease Control and Social Distancing. I don't shake clients' hands anymore. I bring all the protective equipment that I need. So if my clients need it, they would have masks, gloves, booties, hand sanitizer, hand wipes, because of course, we don't know who may have been in the house before us. So it's recommended that I give them a hand wipe, and wherever they go, if they want to open the knob, they can use a hand wipe. Or they can use their gloves if they're using gloves that are provided. Some clients have said, well, I don't need that. They just decided they would, wrap their hand in their shirt when they're opening doorknobs. So there's a lot of alternatives people can use to be safe. But shutting down completely, typically, I wouldn't recommend is the best option. And that's probably what's causing more problems in the actual coronavirus. Let me know your thoughts. Comment below. Like, share the information. Tomorrow I'm going to have what I consider a cool giveaway. So if you're a subscriber, it's a subscriber-only contest. But it's Pete with the smallbusinessresourcecenter.com and Small Business Resource Center YouTube channel. Have a great day.